Welcome to our coaching chat Zoom. We've got a special training here today. As most of you know, our company, for years, we've been wanting to make the switch into an IT platform that is easier for both us as partners as well as our customers to navigate. And so that time is here. Anytime there's change, there's always a little bit of heartburn that comes with it. So if you're experiencing a little heartburn, that's okay. That's normal. But here's something that I have always loved my husband saying. He says, whenever there's change, it's an opportunity for momentum. And so when I think about that, let's, as a team, embrace this change, even with a little bit of heartburn. Let's embrace it, because with change comes momentum. If we really infuse that momentum, that confidence into our teams, we're going to see positive things happen. So let's really focus on taking this change and really turning it into momentum. So they're calling this whole process of moving from one IT platform, which our company down through the years has managed and developed themselves. And we're not a digital company. And so we've experienced some challenges. And so now they're moving it out of the house, and it's going to be with Shopify. And so all of our purchasing will be done on that platform, which is the second most used platform available. And so it will, when dealing with Shopify, we probably are not going to be experiencing any of the problems we've experienced with our own IT. So let's go ahead and get started. And so why are they doing this? So their goal in this process is simplicity. And so as the initial changeover happens, they're going to really make it a very simple platform in the beginning. And as time goes on, they're going to add more and more features to what we can and can't do. But for now, it's going to be as simple as possible just to get that moving over of our customer information over into the new platform. The next reason they're doing is stability. It is just so that the design of the site should resolve a lot of just stabilize some things and make available things for us that we're currently being challenged with. Reliability, right now, a lot of times we have to wait a long time, maybe a week or so, to get real numbers, or just not fast real-time numbers. And so moving into this new platform is going to give us immediate information to really have a good gauge on what our businesses are doing. And then lastly, accuracy. So these are the reasons why we're making this change. And I think we're all going to be refreshed once we get over, but I think the moving over can be challenging at times. Be assured that there's going to be some training guides, so make sure you're paying attention to the hub. We'll try to put it on our team pages. We'll put it on Voxer. But these training guides will come down the pike so that we all will know exactly what we're doing. It's my understanding that corporate, our customer care, there right now, those individuals this week are going to go through trainings, and then it's going to trickle down to us as partners. So it's like day one for existing partners, day one for new partners. From a sign-up standpoint, how do you register a new partner? How do we convert a customer to a partner? How do I place a personal order and manage my subscriptions? How do I update my personal info? How to navigate your new back office? Because not only will Shopify be the buying and selling, we also will have a new back office as well. And so we'll have to learn to navigate that as well. Where do I find my own Shopify page to share? One of the things we're going to get good at, and that is sharing carts. So if you've never shared a cart, I would encourage you to start moving in that direction because that's going to be something we will do frequently. How do I view my customers' orders? How do I check my promotion status and tracker where I am going from position to position? How do I check my team performance? How do I find my address book? A lot of us have had all your information in the old address book, and how will that transfer over? We'll have a chat function, which will be lovely. How to access the Juice Plus Hub, and which reports are available to, and walking through those reports. So we're going to get a lot of training guides. So know that's coming, and that's being developed now and will come to us shortly. What about our customers? What are they going to experience, and how can we as partners really help them have the easiest transfer from the current IT platform to our new IT platform? And so that's what we want to do. I think one of the main things is really communicating to our customers is that we really don't have a choice with this. If you look at the map, you can see that there are bills already enacted in the red states. These bills are already enacted. The pink states have active bills, and then the gray are inactive bills. And so what's happening is as Juice Plus, we're trying to get ahead of the curve before suddenly all this legislation passes. And we want to make sure that we're in a good position and set up and rolling before it happens in all the states. The EMEA GDPR, that is just a European, they've already done this. And so because we do so much business and we're a global company, we really even more so need to all be on the same page. There's a lot of PCI credit card companies are enforcing compliance, so that really we as partners want to protect ourselves and don't house all this customer credit card information. And so just in light of all the theft that takes place online, it really truly is protecting ourselves. So as much as these changes are challenging, it's what we need to do to protect ourselves as partners as well from a company standpoint. Let me move this over. Okay, so how can customers, I'm sorry, I've got something here. Oh, how customers will navigate their own account. So customers can place, sorry guys, you guys can't see it, but a black box that's stopping me from reading. Customers can place orders directly. Customers can I know now I'll have customers who say, I've set up my own portal, but they can't go in and change their credit card, or they can't change their address. And so it's been frustrating from a customer standpoint. So those frustrations will be eliminated. Customers, we can now, instead of taking all the information from a customer, instead we can build a cart for them, suggesting, here's what I would suggest to order, here's a cart, and we simply send them the cart. They have the link, we can save it for the future. And what it does is just makes us look more professional. A cleaner way of doing that is already building the cart. All they have to do then is drop in their credit card. Each customer will be asked to create their own account, and they will actually, from this point on, manage their own subscriptions. Most people do know how to do that, have done it. They have their own Amazon account. Many people are using Shopify. I forget, I think it was Allison I was talking to the other day. And, we were talking about what you see on Instagram all the time. You see an ad for something, you can instantly go in and place an order. That most typically is going to be Shopify, and that's what's going to look like. So it's going to be easier, especially for new customers that we bring on, them automatically seeing Juice Plus and being able to quickly place an order. So everyone's going to have their own account. And the good thing is it we'll be able to store. I'm thinking of a customer right now who half the time she lives in one state, the other half of the year she lives in another state. So you can store up to 5 shipping addresses as a customer, unlimited payment amounts. I'm thinking for my own mom, having her stuff, it comes to my house now, and just having different payment methods can be stored in an account. So that's some nice things, some nice features that will be easily navigated for us. One thing that I do want to draw to your attention, let's just say you have a customer who already has their own portal. They will have to set up a new account as well. So just a FYI in regard to that. Personalized landing pages. So they're making a switch. Right now we give out our website address. It will stay the same. I know there's some people who've asked about that, but it's actually, instead of going to a website, it will go to a landing page first. I don't know. So one of the nice things, then I think probably in the beginning, we'll all have the same landing pages, but as a landing page, we can kind of customize it, maybe not in the beginning, but I see that coming down the pike, which will be a really nice feature for us all to have. One thing, if you have gone into boards and maybe created pages in boards that specifically took people to pinpointed place within your website, you won't be able to do that in the beginning because they're trying to make it a simple rollover. So be aware of that. If you have pages already set up, you'll want to have that redirected just directly to your landing page. So that's kind of a heads up there. When a prospect navigates from your landing page, say to another, so they go into your landing page and then it takes them on into your website, it will carry your partner identification number as they work their way through your website. So you don't have to worry about them getting lost and not still staying connected to you if you've sent a prospect to your landing page. The company will know that you've brought that person in and they're on your website. They're working on future updates to allow sharing of specific pages with your partner ID. And then it says for go live, share your personal landing pages or share a cart. So, if you've just had a chance to kind of briefly tell someone about Juice Plus, then you'd send them to your landing page. But if you've had an in-depth conversation, then you're probably most likely going to build them a cart and go ahead and send them a cart. When it comes to our Wellness Plus program, the program as we know it and have known it for many years will be discontinued. No ability to share that profit, that sales profit between the healthcare professional and you as a wellness coordinator. There won't be an ability for the wellness coordinator to view the healthcare practitioners' customer data. But what you can do is have that healthcare customer data. They can always export the data to you so that you can still connect with those customers, share information with those customers, and really do that customer support as a wellness coordinator for that healthcare professional. And if you currently are a wellness coordinator, they will be notifying you soon and just kind of continuing to help bridge that transaction with the new system. One store and order management for customers and partners. So everyone's going to go to the same place. Customers and partners will buy from the same store, which I don't think that's really different than what we've been doing. So I don't think that's anything new. Data from orders will be reflected in the partner's back office in real time. So we'll know immediately what's going on with our own personal customers as well as our team customers. No partner-only product options. Like many years ago, we did the wholesale prices. We've not done that, so that's nothing really new. No ability to pre-order product like we did with Luminate. When it goes live for everyone. And if you're on the call on Thursday, Travis talked about really kind of honing in on women's health. So we're probably going to see some more products come down the line. So there won't be any early pre-orders with the new system. We will be able to order NSF sports on the new IT platform. Partner sign up will occur in the same store as purchasing products. So it's all going to be there together. And then renewal treatment like a subscription and management on Shopify. So renewing as a partner, and we'll talk about this a little bit later. I won't get into what I'm going to say because I know there's going to be a section later. So let's keep going. Customers can only buy from one partner. If you say your husband or your child, you might have customers, at least I know I do. I may have customers under me, my husband, my two daughters. What they want is one customer per partner. So if you have any of that within your organization, you want to take some time now in the next 2 weeks and get that cleaned up. Either decide, okay, I want this customer under me. I want this customer under my husband. Get that separated and cleaned up. And I think this right here is what we can do over the next 2 weeks to make this process as smooth as possible. Number one, making sure our customers are where we want them and all their orders are under one partner. The other thing I would really, and I'm working on this myself, is making sure I don't have 2 or 3 email addresses for a particular customer. And you'll be surprised if you've been a partner for a while, people change their email addresses. So I'm trying to make sure I have the correct email address on every customer. I'm trying to make sure I don't have multiple emails for that customer. And then I have some customers who at the time are like, I don't want to give you my email. I don't want to mess with that. You got to make sure if you've got any customers that have no email at gmail.com or whatever, that those get true emails attached to that customer before we transition over, because it's the email that they are going to move the customer and how they're going to identify that customer. Partner personal orders containing the same email as on your partner account. So make sure you go in and look under your personal information and make sure your email as when you signed up matches your personal orders. Cannot be allocated. So, maybe for my account, I need to make sure all my orders match my Elaine Mason partnership matches my customers. Hopefully that's making sense. Subscriptions will only occur on the 4-month cycle. So now we have a 2-month cycle, 3-month cycle, and what we need to do is just be aware that those will no longer happen. Everyone will be put on a 4-month payment cycle for installment orders. That's rare. I think I maybe only have 2 or 3 customers that I'd have to make that switch for them. So typically you may have a husband and wife sharing an order. You just make another order, each husband and wife would have their own order, and both would turn to a 4-month shipment. So that is a change that we'll have to be aware of. When it comes to rescheduling, in the new platform, since we're only going to a 4-month cycle, there's no changing the dates as far as I'll shove this one out 2 weeks, I'll shove this one out a week. That kind of white glove care that a lot of us have given our customers will change to, if somebody needs to delay, a delay will automatically make a 4-month delay. But what happens is, let's just say, okay, they're going to need it before that 4-month time frame is up. All they need to do then is go into their account and hit rush, and immediately it will ship out. So just a different way of thinking. I know we've kind of been conditioned where we just move those orders around, but at least this still gives us that ability to delay and then hit rush when we're ready for it to ship out. And so I think that's another way that we need to educate our customers on how to go about delaying their orders or speeding up their orders. I think we talked a little bit about this multiple accounts for partners. Excuse me, no, let's dive into this. Partners will have 3 separate accounts and logins 4. So now we'll have Shopify, and ultimately these will probably, I think I've heard them say they'll collapse all these into one login, but for now, so Shopify, if you kind of look at this in 3 parts, Shopify will be where our customers go and we go to place our orders. So that's where all the platform where all the ordering will take place. Exego is going to be like our back office. And then the hub that we're familiar with will be where all our resources and training are. So it's not that you have to have 3 separate logins for these, because they're 3 different separate entities, but you will go to 3 different places to get Shopify to place orders, Exego for your back office, and then the hub for your training. And as their recommendation, you should use the same email on all your accounts and the email that is your partner profile. All right, so customer order data migration to our new Shopify environment. All active and on hold customer records will migrate over. Only customers with a cancellation date of a year or sooner will migrate over. These orders cannot be restarted in Shopify. They're there for informational purposes only. So let's say you have somebody who is a canceled customer, but they're within a year time frame. Their information will shift over. But let's just say you talk to them, they're ready to get back on board, you'd have to place a brand new order at that time. But it's kind of like a placeholder for you as it rolls over. And then customer records with cancellation date of over 1 year will not be available for partners to access. Hopefully you've been keeping a manual copy of those orders, so it'll be easy for you to keep record. We all know those canceled customers come back many times when we reconnect with them. And so, sometimes, and this is kind of back to the whole momentum, I think this gives us a talking point to reach out to people. Hey, can we go ahead? Can I walk through this with you and help you get an account set up? And that way you're in prime position. When you're ready to place your order, it's all there and ready for you to go. So it may give us an opportunity to connect with some of those canceled customers so that they know what's going on. And you never know. When I make connection with canceled customers, many times I'm able to turn them back into an active customer. So let's use this change for momentum in the future. Positions to title are automatic. Exego tracks all requirements for a promotion to a title. So we don't have to go in and promote our partners or ourselves. It's automatically going to trigger that for us. When the requirements are met, it automatically grants partners their promotion. No need to submit anymore. The partner's bonus will be paid to the direct sponsor. I know in past we've had the option to kind of direct that bonus if we want to. And here's an opportunity. Sometimes if we go ahead and let it go to, we may be working as an upline, we may be working with maybe not our direct partner, but someone below that person. And we and then we can redirect the bonus to come to us. We can look at this here as a way to connect with that partner who maybe hasn't been active and really get them engaged. So back again, let's utilize some of these changes for momentum within our team and within our customers. You will be able to view progress against all requirements for yourself and your team. And I think my guess is this will be a much easier process of really understanding the reports to take a look at what our team is doing. We continue to have a qualifying month and effective month, which is awesome, gives us a chance to really plan from month to month. Automatic renewal for partnership. Partners will manage their own annual partner agreement renewal like a subscription. So they're automatically going to get renewed, which I think is huge. They kind of stopped that about 5 years ago. And I think having that automatic renewal process is huge to really help us maintain these partners, especially those partners who maybe are a little more, aren't as active. But it keeps them plugged in. It keeps them getting their Juice Plus, as well as their customers. New partners will be prompted to agree to this when they sign up and prompted with an email reminder when it's time for their renewal payment to be processed. They will have to actually cancel their subscription if they don't want to renew. Partners who signed up for auto renewal before going live will be automatically set up for Spotify. And here's what I want to really challenge all of us, and I've made myself a note to do this today. Go into your back office and make sure that you've clicked the box. It's new, hadn't been around that long. Click the box that your personal partnership is automatically renewed, so that when it moves over to Shopify, you're already set up and you're going to get your partnership automatically renews as well. Those who weren't will be set up during the next renewal. So you'll have to manually do it later on the new site. So I'd go ahead and get that done now so it rolls over and you don't have to think about that. All right, so I just hit you with a ton of information. So let's go ahead and open up. I know I went through it pretty fast. If you have questions, Linda and Brenda and myself will do our best to answer them for you. And happy to do that. So let's go ahead and jump in. Anybody have any questions with all the information?
Yes.
Anne.
So a couple things. What's the actual date that the Shopify is going to be up and live? Are they going to give us any grace period?
What I've heard, and anybody correct me if you've heard anything different, August 1st is the date I've heard. This week, I know they're training the support at the home office. My guess is the following week we will get trained. So I would shoot for August 1st. If they give us a few more weeks of grace, great. If not, we'll be prepared.
Okay, and then one last thing, if I may. You mentioned that we're going to build the cart, or that there will be a landing page and our link will still be applicable. When we send them our link, are they going to understand what is a landing page? I understand what a landing page is, but what is it going to look like, and what's the purpose of going to the landing page versus just sending them straight to Shopify with our link?
I think, and I don't know the answer to that, but my guess is I think it's going to give us all down the road. I think originally we're probably all going to have the same looking landing page, but I think it's going to give us an opportunity. I'm thinking of you in particular and other people on this call. You have your own wellness business. And so I think it gives you kind of an opportunity to really customize that down the future. And then, I mean, from that landing page, you can get into your own website, but I think it's just going to give us a little more. Anybody else know any more, please feel free to pipe in, but I think it just gives us a little bit more flexibility. So I don't know that it matters other than that's how it probably works with Shopify. You know, because if you think there's a lot of people on Shopify that have their own, you know, it looks like their own website, but it's probably more of a landing page that you go to, and from there you go on into the website. I don't know if I fully answered your question, but hopefully
Yeah.
enough.
Will there be a charge for the landing page?
I don't think so. I would think that would be just part of our normal fee. So I would
Okay.
say,
Thank you.
I don't, you won't have to do send them a card, right? You can just send them to your site and let them buy what they want to buy. But that's an option that we can, like if you have a business or you recommended something, right?
yes. And you know, if you think about it, you're talking to someone. If I've spent some time with someone, we've talked about the products, we've talked about what they want to get started with, then at that point, it makes sense to send a cart. Maybe I've just briefly shared Juice Plus with someone, then it kind of makes more sense just to send them to your landing page. But yes, you can do either one.
I talked to the home office and they told me I have people who will not get an email. They do not do email and will not do it. One's not even allowed to have one. That was one of Dr. Scalf's ones, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what I'm going to do with these people. I've had a lot of people tell me that they shift their orders depending on their travel or what they do. I just canceled all the orders and I said, when you get ready for it, you're just going to have to go on and order it yourself. Because they slow it down, they speed it up, you know, and I just canceled all their orders and told them, okay, we're not going to be able to do this anymore.
Well, and they can always call in. So that'll be you know, the last resort, people can always call in and manage their orders that way. I have some customers who do that, who maybe have rolled up to me and I don't know them, and I watch and I know who they are and I connect with them. So know that we can always do the call in. I don't know the answer to this. I'm hoping that we are able to, and I talked to one of the, hope I don't get in trouble for saying this, but I talked to one of the support people and it kind of sounded like, she was like, well, I don't know if we're able to do this, but it sounded like we may be able to, let's just say I get a text from someone and says, hey, I need to delay my order, that we might, and don't quote me on this, be able to send an email to corporate saying, hey, put them on a 4-month, you know, skip this shipment, and then they can tell us when. So I'm hoping that that's the case, that we can at least communicate with corporate via email with some of those stopping and starting process. I have a feeling, I mean, because you're like your point, we have elderly people who don't use the computer. We have people who are a lot of Amish who do not.
That's what the office told me, that they're going to have a big issue with, they have a huge Amish population. And she said something is going to have to be worked out for those people that do not have emails and will not have them.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and they will figure that out. And as soon as we kind of hear more, we'll let you know. But at least you're communicating with your customers. And
well, yeah. Oh, I've already told them we're just going to cancel them. And then when you're ready, after this gets started, then you can just, if you have to, they said, we're willing to just call in and order every time we want it. So I'm not going to argue with them. They've been customers for 24 years.
We'll let them do what they want.
Exactly.
Anybody, Karen?
Yeah, Elaine, you said email corporate. Are we no longer going to be able to call in to corporate?
That's what I was just going to ask.
Yes. Yes. I can just email a lot quicker. So I think we'll be able
to. I like to call and get a direct answer. So how are our customers know all this is happening? Is corporate sending them an email saying you've got to switch over and set up your account? Or do we have to call?
my understanding, and this is kind of what I've been saying as my customers' orders are coming due, I'm texting them saying, hey, do you have a minute for a phone call? And then I'll just say, hey, here's what we're doing. Be on the lookout for an email that will guide you through setting up an account. I will be here. I'll be trained if I don't think it's going to be a big deal, but I will be here to help you via text, call me, text me, reassuring them I am here to, support you. And I think for all of us, probably our customer care is it's gonna look a little different once we get everyone settled. One, we want to really support them through this process, but two, I think it's really going to, and I would recommend this if you have any customer, I'd say of over 30 customers, 40 customers, I would recommend getting Project Broadcast. And we will build what we call a customer code that you can easily educate our customers. And if you're not connecting with your customers, either by telephone, text, or, Project Broadcast, we really want to get good at this, of really supporting them in another way. And so I would recommend, if you have a large customer base, I would recommend using Project Broadcast. So I'm going to throw that out. I don't get anything for doing that, but I've just realized how helpful it's been. And I think it's going to increase in being a benefit as we kind of move over into this new area where we're not doing the white glove connecting with them. We want to connect in another way. Any other, Karen?
Yeah, I have one more, excuse me, on the wellness coordinator program. I didn't understand what you meant about we would still be able to contact the customers. How does that happen? Because I have
So-
two that I'm wellness coordinator for.
So like now you can like have their login information, get in and see what their customers are doing. It sounds to the new platform, and I don't know the answer to this, and I'm going to get to the bottom of that because I'm kind of in your boat too, Karen. It sounds like it's going to know who's Karen Farrell and who would be healthcare professional. It's going to know. So for us to have a login and try to get in, we may not be able to do that. Whereas it sounds to me like you're going to have the healthcare professional send you a report. Here's my report, all my customers. And then we as a wellness coordinator can then connect with their customers that way. Hey, I see your order shipping out on this date. Hey, I see that kind of thing. A way to continue to support their customers and know what's going on with your healthcare professionals customers.
Elaine,
Yeah.
the way I understand it too is the company will no longer pay, like the wellness coordinator. You will have to work out something with your doctor or beautician, whoever you're got that set up with. You'll have to work something out. They will have to pay you.
And
I'm not even worried about that part of it. I'm more worried about I've got a relationship with all of these customers and then for them have to go back to the wellness coordinator who may or may not, or the wellness professional may or may not contact them in the future.
And how do you not get paid? I don't get that. So they're not part of our volume?
no.
No.
If you're under a true wellness coordinator agreement, there are different ways you could, if you're an upline to someone, it really almost doesn't make sense. You split the profit with that wellness coordinator. And they're just saying from now on, that splitting is not going to go on. Like the company would split. Let's just say you had a doctor, and when you sign that doctor up, the first, with every customer, once it's shipped out, you'd split the profit with that wellness coordinator. They're not going to do that for you any longer. But my whole point is if you have a wellness, if you have a healthcare professional under you, you're making money off them through our normal PVC
Right.
process. And to me, it's not enough money to do that.
Okay.
And so most people I would say don't utilize that. Wouldn't you guys say that? I don't think most people utilize it. A few do, but probably not many. It's not enough to make a difference, in my opinion. Any other questions?
Yeah, Elaine, so basically back to what Karen was saying, just because, I'm talking to this chiropractor, I'm right in the middle of trying to get him signed up and we're close. But so is what Karen's saying, she handled the customers before. Obviously, we're not gonna be doing that anymore. Who's gonna be handling the customers?
Well, and that kind of, I'm sorry, Karen, I didn't finish the thought on your question. In reality, so really it almost doesn't matter anymore. You would just, instead of your wellness coordinator, it's still going to be treated the same. I think I know who you're talking about. So you've got your partner, and then under your partner has a or has a healthcare professional. Nothing really changes. You're just going to have to get that report. If I'm reading that point, you'd have to get that report from the healthcare professional, whether it's your partner or you. And then you just still continue to connect with those customers. I don't think that's going to change any. It's just maybe either if you don't know the healthcare professional, you'd have to get your partner to get that report from them. Does that make sense?
Well, kind of, because I thought the whole point of doing that wellness coordinator thing was to take the stress off their office.
Yeah. So
But
you're
so how is, but if you're
still,
not,
you're just asking them for a report.
okay, so you can still, well, the way I understood it, I'm a rule follower. So what I heard you say with this whole thing is we do not have contact with the customers anymore in that respect, having
No,
their information and.
No, we just can't get into their accounts and stop
Okay,
our orders.
okay,
We
okay.
can still see what's going on from our reports to be able to connect with them and talk to them.
Okay.
But if they're not my customers, I'm gonna have to get that report,
From like the
based on what
chiropractor.
I'm reading. Now, I
Okay.
could be wrong, but that's how I read it. Did anybody else translate that differently? Okay. Does that make sense?
Much better, thank you.
And I'm more confused, but I'll talk to Brenda.
Okay. Susan.
Okay, you said that we're still gonna have the hub for our resources and training. Tell us how we get into that Exago. Like, is the rest of our virtual office gonna be gone?
So it's like separated between, you got the Shopify, which is where all the buying and selling is happening. The Exago is our back office. And then the hub is where we get our training. It's just, instead of right now, everything's kind of together. You'd go into 3 different places to get into that particular. I think ultimately we'll have the ability to log in once and get to all 3, but right now it sounds to me like to get in and out of those 3 areas, we'd get in and out as if we were getting in and out of a different website. Is that, y'all, I'm just reading and communicating. So if anyone reads it differently, please chime in. But I think ultimately we'll be able to log in and get to all 3 of them. But for now, it's 3 different places we'd go for 3 different things.
And your PVC and your POB will be real time. You'll know up to date. You don't have to wait.
Are they gonna change the bonus system?
What bonus?
Well, when you get promoted and all the incentives?
Not to my knowledge, not received information on that.
And where do you get the POB and the PB from? Is that going to be on our landing page?
Nope. So that's in the Exago.
Exago. Okay, boy. Okay, got it.
So you're just going to 3 different places for
Shopify to place the orders, Exago to get all your information, financial stuff for yourself.
Yes.
And then the other thing was what? There was something else.
The hub.
The hub, got it.
Mhm.
Okay, that's not going to change though.
So will the general public still be able to go to juiceplus.com?
They're not going to see any of this. To them, they're not going to really notice anything different. It's just us. We'll see it. All they're going to know is I got to set up an account and go there myself versus texting Elaine and saying, hey, I need more Juice Plus.
Do you think they'll still throw us some leads if random people go to juiceplus.com to order and don't have a partner they're working
hope.
with?
I hope. I don't know why they wouldn't.
Or Amazon.
Well, yeah, they said they were gonna use the funds from Amazon to go toward our bonuses. I don't think they were anticipating that to be this big income stream. So, because they're not really gonna go, I mean, it was my understanding, they're not gonna really try to build Amazon out and work Amazon. It was simply to be able to clean up all the bootleggers on Amazon. And that was the reasoning behind that. So I don't.
You
I
know how they've been having these deals where you could sign up to be a partner for $10?
Mhm.
Are they gonna continue to do that, or will it just be, it's a set price, doesn't matter when?
Till August 1st.
I thought to the end of August. Is it August 1st?
Well, maybe I better check on that. I thought I read August 1st.
I don't.
And so will the
I
renewal
don't know
be,
that that's one that'll, I don't know. I really don't. I think my understanding was through the end of August, and we'll see from there on out.
so where did you say we need to go in now to sign up for that auto renew?
Yeah, Brenda, you went and did it, didn't you? Why
I
don't you?
did that when I set up the new virtual office, when you go under there, under your personal profile, under that first, on the column on the right, I think it's personal profile. Yeah, you want to do that, Elaine?
Oh, shoot, I hate it when I do this.
Anyway, it'll say down at the bottom, auto renewal. Because I went in and checked on mine, and the only thing that it says on mine is cancel, which means I've already signed up for that.
All right, let me.
And from what I was told, in terms of the passwords for all three places, you can put the same password. I hope that's true. That's what I was told.
Yes, which will be nice. Okay,
It's the
so
only thing that makes sense if they're going to merge them, right?
yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Brenda, you
Go up under
went in-
Ansley's name.
All right, and
Okay,
go.
yeah, go to profile. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna sign back in again.
Okay, so under Ansley profile.
And then scroll down. And right there, partner automatic renewal date. So it's yours. It's already signed up for too.
Okay. Everybody get that?
Yep.
All right. Okay, so let me stop share. All right, any other questions?
I have one, Elaine.
Yes.
It seems like I'm sorry you can't see me, but it seems like they said you can only have one partner. So what if you have this friend who's had a partner that they don't know, decides they want to switch to you? How can that work now?
So they said
I
that.
mean, as a customer, they want to be your customer, and they've been a customer for somebody else that they've got bumped along, and they don't know that person, and they say, oh, I'd much rather buy it from you.
They're gonna have to cancel that order under the other person and then place an order under you. And what they said, if let's just say you have, and I'll use myself for example, my father-in-law, I looked and he literally has an order under me, under my husband and one of my girls. So I'm like, okay, where do I want him? So I went and canceled the orders. Well, actually I called in, I said, let's move this order under Scott, this order under Scott, so that all his orders are under my husband. So either,
Okay.
I think if it's under another partner, they're gonna have to cancel that. And then, but they said, if you don't do anything, wherever the last order was placed, the other orders will shift over under it.
Okay, thanks.
Good question, Kathy.
So Elaine, I have a question.
Yes.
So I have a chiropractor that I'm working with. And he's just been referring people to me. He's
Okay.
becoming a partner. Now,
Okay.
if he's a partner, can he still refer those customers to me? And I would sign them up and have the product under his name.
Yeah. So and I have people like that too. You know, now we go in and we can go into somebody else's, you know, portal and do all the stuff we need to do. So now he wants to be, you're going to sign him up as a partner, right?
We're talking about it.
Yes. So you would, let's just say he has some customers. So you would, what I would do is one, educate them, send them, I've got my trainer right now who's wanting to come on board. You know, I had this conversation with him this morning. He's ready to get going. And I kind of like, you know, let's give a few weeks. Let's get us transitioned over into this new platform. And then let's sign you up as a partner. And at that point, you know, I will build carts. When he has somebody, I'll build a cart, send it to him. And then, you know, if he wants me to basically manage his business, be a wellness coordinator for him, then I would just have him back to that report. Hey, send me the report. Let me see whose orders are shipping out, when they're shipping out. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping that connection with whoever he brings on, working with his customers, letting them know when their orders are shipping out, educating them. I just can't physically go in and start and stop orders like we have in the past.
And you
That-
won't be
Okay.
able to
Did that
share
answer
the,
your question, Lucian?
Yeah, I
Doesn't
think
look
so.
like it.
We'll probably have to go through the process and see how it happens.
Yeah,
yeah,
to some degree. I wish I could know everything for sure, but I'm giving you my best knowledge.
Okay, thank you.
You're getting what you're paying for. Who else? Any other questions? Karen?
Yeah, follow up on that. You said to get the report from them, but daily new orders come up. How will they just have to check daily and tell me who's shipping?
Yeah, I mean, I can go back to that slide and you might read it differently. Let's
Because I
get
just
back-
thought they said it was no longer going to be in existence, that the
Well, but
program
you
is
and
over.
I are- Yeah, I know. You and we have to track our customers. So they're going to
Right.
get a report just like we do. It just doesn't sound like we're going to have access to go get that report under their partnership. Like
Even if we have like their sign in and everything.
and I don't know that yet, which is something I want to get to know, but I know like if I've tried to go under my daughter and sign a partner up under her and my computer will say, no, you're already a partner. Has anybody else experienced that? Well, I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know the answer in that, and I want to find that answer out myself. But what makes me think that we can't, let me get back here to let me go back, is the way this is stated. Let's see, let me get to where personal landing pages. No ability for wellness coordinators to view, let's see, no ability to share, I'm sorry, no ability for wellness coordinators to view healthcare professional customer data or orders, healthcare professionals to export data and share with the wellness coordinator to support customer care and follow-up. So does that not sound like they've got to supply us with? That's what I think so too.
And they're gonna send us our genealogy, so you'll have your partners and the customers under them, right?
I
They
don't know.
said that we would still.
Right. Well, I have that, but if they happen to cancel or skip a shipment, I won't know.
Right.
well,
So,
and
you know, I don't know the answer to that. That's a question. Terry Self is calling me right now. I'd like to answer that phone. Find out maybe get some of these questions answered further, but based on that, it sounds to me like we aren't going to be able to get into another partner's, back office.
Elaine, do you have a standard email that you're gonna send out to all your customers so they'll hear from you before they get an email from the Juice Plus company just saying, hey, this is what's happening? Or are you just gonna personally call all these?
My goal is this week is to personally call each one of my customers. And, let them know, hey, here's what's happening, just giving them a heads up, be on the lookout for the email. I'm here to walk you through it, all of that. So I'm gonna right now, hold on.